I bring this story up is because in gross anatomy, you've already gone through the spinal cord. You've already seen cervical vertebrae 1, 2. You can identify those because of the dens, etc. You know the organization of each vertebra. And you see cervical vertebra 1, thoracic vertebra 2. And what you've noticed, and we've had some questions on this by some students, is that coming out underneath the C1 vertebra, between C1 and C2 vertebra, is the C2 nerve, cervical nerve number 2. However, when you get to the thoracic region, between thoracic vertebra 1 and 2, is thoracic nerve number 1. And so your questions are, why does that happen? Why doesn't C1 come out under vertebra C1? And it's because this re-segmentation process has occurred. All right, we call this re-segmentation. And so basically, the upper part of cervical 1 sclerotome migrated up and helped to form the base of the cranium. And cervical nerve 1 comes out there at the base of the cranium before we get to cervical vertebrae 1. So part of the upper part, as we said, that sclerotomic cells help to migrate and form the base of the skull, whereas the lower part of C1 and the upper part of C2 sclerotomes form cervical vertebrae 1. So now that changes the organization of where that cervical nerve comes out. So cervical 1 comes out above vertebra C1, cervical nerve 2 comes out between C1 and C2 vertebra, all the way down. And we get to C7 and T1 vertebra, and we have cervical nerve 8 coming out there. Now here's thoracic vertebra 1, and what comes out of it? T1, okay? So this is called resegmentation of the sclerotomes, and it defines and helps you understand why you have those differences there in where cervical nerves are coming out of the spinal cord.